This has easily become one of my favorites. It was not on my radar when it first came out. People went crazy in the audience of convention when this came out. Crazy. I was like, okay, Tulsi, wow, yay.
Welcome to the Bottle Poppin podcast, where Meg and Heather share their love for oils, friendship, and entrepreneurship. Let's get it poppin'.
Hey everyone, this is Meg.
Hi there, this is Heather.
And we are the Bottle Poppin podcast. So Heather, what are we popping open today?
We are popping open a bottle of Tulsi, which is also known as Holy Basil. This has easily become one of my favorites. It was not on my radar when it first came out. People went crazy in the audience of convention when this came out. Crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, Tulsi, wow, yay. And it smells good, but oh my goodness, I use this one all of the time now.
Mm-hmm. So I was one of the people who went crazy excited about it because I have used Tulsi tea for a long time, specifically for like stress management. And it's so good, so effective. So to have it in an essential oil standpoint, and I don't know if Tulsi is the same as peppermint, but like peppermint, one drop of peppermint is equal to 26 cups of peppermint tea. And so if I could get reaction from a cup of Tulsi tea, imagine how much I can get from a drop of Tulsi. That was like my thinking.
Okay, so let's talk about this one for a second, because Tulsi tea was what you were originally thinking, and so meant internal use. This one's a little bit confusing, I will say, on even doTERRA's website, because it does not have a supplements facts box on the back of this one. It is a 5 ml bottle, but even the 5 ml bottles will have it on the back. Mm-hmm. It is listed on the website as diffuse and topical use only. However, they specifically mention that it can help maintain oral hygiene. It suggests in the uses that you can add a drop or two you can add 1 drop to 2 ounces of water and gargle, and then I guess spit so you're not swallowing it, but it's in your mouth at that point. So is there a huge difference between the spitting and then if I was to say, press it to the roof of my mouth?
Yeah. Oh, look at you. You little daredevil, you.
You know I have to try. You know I do. It's super interesting. It is definitely more herby. I've not tried it gargling before because I'm a rule follower. It said diffuse and topical use only, but you tell me right here that it's for oral hygiene. So giving it a try, my mouth feels very clean and fresh right now.
Interesting.
It doesn't taste as sweet as it smells, but the taste is not bad at all. It tastes like a flavor that you would expect for a natural toothpaste. Yeah.
Interesting. So, I mean, I guess we probably should explain, I don't know if we said this, but Tulsi is holy basil. And so I would have expected it to taste like basil. But
it has a little bit of a minty component to it, but it tastes herby, I guess, so a little bit like basil right now.
Interesting.
Okay, so let's describe the smell. What do you smell?
So it's like gentle herbaceous, hint of sweet, and kind of musty as well.
I can see all of those things. I feel like it is a hint of floral for me. I don't know if it comes specifically, it does come from a flowering plant. It says it comes from a bushy shrub with lavender-hued flowers. Oh, and it is part of the mint family, hence the taste that I was getting. So, okay, on that. Their description is warm, spicy, and balsamic.
Interesting. Balsamic. I don't know that I smell that. But maybe I don't know what that means. Maybe that's not the same as balsamic vinegar.
Right. I don't know either. Okay, so I like this one a lot now. You were obviously very excited. Would you say that you use this one as often as you thought you did, since it's not the original use that you were planning on using it for?
Ironically, I forget about this one a lot. But when I remember it, I love it. But I do feel like Tulsi tea, part of it, like part of the soothingness of it is holding the warm cup of tea, and like sipping on that. And so especially if you follow the instructions that say don't use it internally, you can't really do that with the oil. But we together have had an amazing experience with this. So for those of you who are listening or watching on YouTube, episode 109 of the podcast, we did an oil experience, and it happened to be a day where both Heather and I were just feeling overwhelmed by life and tons of things going on. And so we picked 3 oils, and Tulsi was one of them, and applied them in different ways. And it was kind of cool because by the end of the podcast, you could even tell like stress gone away, feeling much more relieved. So yeah, this one definitely is effective. I don't use it as much as I probably should.
This is an oil I often use for stress at this point. I think balance and adaptive were easy reaches for me, but one day I reached for this and it helped in a different way that I feel like this is one that I will often reach for now. The way that I use this one is I simply just take it and I put it on the top of my head. I wait to feel that little drop, and then I kind of just like run it through the top of my hair and scalp. And then I'll often just kind of like breathe in from my fingers, and it's so calming. It's so calming, and I feel like it just sticks with me. And every now and then, if my head moves a certain way, my hair moves a certain way, I get a little bit of a reminder of the scent of it. We were in the car one day, and I don't know, either our conversation got tense between our family or something, and my husband's like, wherever we were going, something was going to be stressful. My husband's like, oh, I feel a little bit stressed. And I said, I have Tulsi with me. That's the only one that I have that's decreased stress. And he said, okay, I don't know what that one is. Let me smell it. And so I reach over to let him smell it, and it accidentally touches his nose. And he's like, oh, okay, sure. Well, now I'll keep smelling it. And then the kids wanted to smell it, so they smell it. So our car got nice and calm. But then after whatever the event was that we had gone to, he commented that Tulsi really helped me the whole rest of the event, that he didn't feel like he was overwhelmed or stressed or whatever, that he was initially anticipating that he would be. So I've seen him reach for this one now too. I really like Tulsi. I really like Tulsi.
Well, and I love actually watching you apply it just then too, because I've definitely heard put it on the head, but I put it on the crown of the head, so further back.
Well, and I do sometimes, but my headphones are there right now too. Yeah.
But like, I like the idea of it being right here, because like when it's back here, the chances of the wind blowing and me still smelling it, not as great, but right here, that makes more sense. So Thank you for that tip.
Yes, yes. I feel like this would be one of those, we talked about the perfumes in the last couple of episodes, and kind of the eau de toilette spray where you just kind of are misting it and around you mixed with the water. This would be one that I feel like I would almost want to do in my hair, so that as I moved certain ways, that my hair kind of gave that smell. Side note, this is so funny. Not related to Tulsi, but related to doTERRA. I have washed my hair with the doTERRA shampoo and conditioner for as long as they've had it out. It's the newer blue bottle, white bottle one. Yeah. So I've used that for a really long time. I'd gotten out of the shower the other day. It was getting close to bedtime. My hair was still wet, and I'm laying with my daughter or whatever. And she was like, oh, what is that smell? And I'm like, what smell? And she's like, starts smelling all around me. She's like, your hair smells so good. And I'm like, oh. Okay, I mean, I just use the same shampoo and conditioner. Well, which one do you use? And so I told her, and she's like, I have to start using that. That smells so good. I'm like, I don't even smell it, but that's okay. So, yay.
That's awesome. So now you have to get that for her as well.
It was purchased my order yesterday.
Amazing.
Yeah. This one has a history of use within Indian health practices. And so they use this for a lot of different natural solutions. It's actually referred to as the incomparable one and considered the queen of herbs. So this one is probably known to a lot of people, even though it wasn't known to me. I like hearing that oils have a long history in natural uses. I think that's cool. And specifically spiritual is what I gathered out of this one, that it's used in a lot of spiritual practices.
Well, and Tulsi is considered an adaptogenic as well. And so I think as more and more people are realizing that there's natural ways to deal with anxious feelings, that adaptogenics are talked about more often. And so this oil specifically is formulated from a plant that is truly an adaptogenic. So just like the reishi mushrooms and all of that are becoming more and more popular, Tulsi is kind of in that same classification.
I like that. Well, and I found a diffuser blend that kind of fits up that same alley. It's called Stress Free Start, and it's 2 drops of Tulsi, 2 drops of wild orange, and 2 drops of black spruce. I have not tried this one, but it sounds like a beautiful way to start the day.
It definitely does. I mean, I think anything with black spruce, basically, I'm a fan of. So,
and my kids love wild orange, so if I sneak the stress-free oils in there, then we're just going to have a good day.
Yeah. Love it. Okay, well, anything else on this oil?
No, I think I have said how much I like it. My family likes it. And if you do not have this one already, I highly encourage you to get this one.
Yeah. Just one other thing that came to mind. I think this would be a really lovely one to just do a foot massage with as well. Just to give you the relaxation, but also a little bit of self-care if you're doing it for yourself or doing it for a loved one. I think it could help a lot of people. So,
yes.
Anyways, well, thank you so much for listening. We will have a brand new episode for you next Friday. We so appreciate you taking the time every week to listen and sharing this with your friends as well.
Thanks for tuning in. For more information, you can follow these Bottle Poppin' ladies at bottlepoppinpodcast.com. Tune in next week to learn about what bottle we're poppin'. Until next time, take care. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This podcast is not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease.